intercepted by Johnny Lynn. A 23-yard punt by Dave Jennings. No score in the game. Let's bring you up to date on the Rams offense. Everett, the quarterback, of course. Dickerson teamed with Barry Redden and David Hill, normally a blocker, as a receiver in this game. First down, and it's Dickerson. Dickerson to the 42-yard line. And a good gain on first down. Bennett and Hamilton on the tackle, gain of 6 at the 42. Once again, Dickerson shy of a first down by about a yard and a half, and it was Tom Baldwin, the nose tackle, in 3rd and 1. Double tight end. And jumping was Kevin MacArthur. And if that penalty is against the Jets, it'll be
the term no names because they're good football players. But the Rams over the years have had a lot of Hall of Famers, a lot of storied names playing defense. The Merlin Olsons, the Jack Youngbloods, and that type of player. Up front, they're not there this year.
Second down and 10 on the 2. And it's McNeil who's trying to get out of the end zone and brings it out to the... And here's McNeil. Freeman McNeil almost gets the first down as he stopped at the 47-yard line. A gain of 4.
And for the Steelers, that is your first down in the ball game at their own 32-yard line. Starwood lifts the wide receiver. After the tight end. He's on the right side. And here's Jackson. Chicago Bears, the Pittsburgh Steelers, to put it back in perspective with running the ball is the most important aspect. Doug Sutherland and George Mallett have both improved. Second down and 7. Malone back to throw. Far side. And he goes to Abercrombie, does not have the first down. He comes up about a half a yard short. They'll still mark it the 30.
First and 10 at the 20. And Everett calling an audible at the line of scrimmage with 2:09 to go in the first quarter. Eric Dickerson. Dickerson out to the 25.
Very great cut.
Pitch to Dickerson. And Dickerson. Maybe a yard. Buccaneer in there. 3rd and 5 at the 25. And here's the blitz. They pick it up, and the pass is caught by Ellard, and a first down for the Rams. Just shy of the 30, Harry Hamilton makes the tackle.
Being the addition, but their pride was severely wounded on Monday night. Never sell that short. How you bounce back from that if you're a good team.
3rd and 4 at the 40, Rams territory. Everett completes to Kevin House, and House to the 20-yard line, to the 10, 5, and Kevin House is in for the touchdown. A 60-yard pass and run from Everett to Kevin House, who was a sensational receiver and dropped by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers several weeks ago. Slow getting up, and the Rams draw first blood against the Jets and lead 6-0 on a 60-yard play.
Bud Carson told us yesterday, I'm going to have to take more chances than I want to. Watch the blitz. Everyone is coming up the middle. They're going to be blocked off again by the Rams when you're forced into single coverage. Look at them all come, but look how they're all stopped. Everett has all the time that he needs. That's why you end up getting big plays. Let's look at Kevin House working out of the slot formation. Makes his break to the inside, but he's beaten Humphrey clearly, and what a sensational catch by Kevin House. You know, a lot of teams in the league, when he was put on waivers by the Buccaneers, passed him by because he made a big salary. Some teams want to win, some teams don't.
And the reaction of Jim Everett, who had thrown 2 interceptions and gets back on the right track. And Lansford's kick is good. So Kevin House, who had caught just 1 pass since coming over from Tampa Bay, gives the Rams a 7-0 lead.
Second down and 8. Let's look at the statistics of Mark Malone. He fires it. It is incomplete. Ouija Thompson had a step on Mike Richardson.
Everett to throw on first down. And Ellard, the intended receiver, and Harry Hamilton came out of nowhere to knock the ball away, and a fine play by Hamilton. Really got the hand in there. Both of them combined, but I think Carter got the hand on the ball on second look. Second and 10. Barry Redden with his first
Creation and adjustment, and Barry Redden is very happy about it.
It's 3rd and 8, and Kevin House, who caught the touchdown pass, has come in for the Rams. The ball at the Jet 21. for 4 against the Saints. Dills will hold. Lansford's kick is good, and with 12:47 on the clock in the second quarter, John Robinson couldn't want it any better than it is, with the Rams with a good defensive team and good running. Everett slings it out, incomplete. Barry Redden, the intended receiver. Everett, to talk about that trade that Dan talked about, the Rams had to surrender 2 number 1 draft picks in the next 2 years, plus a number 5 pick coming up next year. Kent Hill, he talked about, the popular left guard, and William Fuller, a defensive end. The Rams think all of that was worth it. Time will tell. Houston Oilers couldn't sign it. The Rams have them. 2nd and 10 at the 40. Pitch to Dickerson. And Eric Dickerson finds open space. And ridden out of bounds at the 33-yard line by Lester Lyles. And the biggest run of the game by Eric Dickerson, 27 yards. 8 yards on the day for Dickerson. 27 on that play. 1st and 10 Rams on the Jet 33. Red gets by Crable. Gets by a few Jets. And a first down and out of bounds at the 15-yard line by Russell Carter, and an 18-yard gain by Barry Yards. 1st and 10 at the 15. Rams threat. It's Redden inside. And Redden for a yard, and that's Bob Crable. He assumed it was going to be inside. 2nd and 10. Dickerson. And out of bounds at the 13-yard line. 3rd and 7. 4 wide receivers in there for the Rams. Everett. Incomplete. Ron Brown was the intended receiver, but that wasn't much close. It was Barry Bennett. A couple of fumbles. Wesley Walker and Freeman McNeil coughed it up. 2nd and 10 at the 18 of the Jets. Everett hits Ellard. And Ellard has a first down at the 6-yard line, and Russell Carter made a touchdown-saving tackle. About facing Eric.
We said I never got to face him in college. He was the number 1 offense. I was the number 1 defense. I'd like to give him one good shot. You ought to worry about Henry Ellard.
1st and goal at the 5. Here's Dickerson. Carter didn't get a chance there.
Offensive linemen, their techniques where he thinks they're vulnerable doesn't appear to have done a whole lot of good.
2nd and goal at the 4. Dickerson changes direction, and he'll go in easily for the touchdown. A piece of cake for Dickerson and the Rams. And the kick is perfect. 17-0 the Rams.
Me and the Rams, the game you're watching, 3 more touchdown passes for Marino, 39 for the year. No one else in the league has as many as 30. 21-7 in favor of the Dolphins in this one. Minnesota is trailing at Houston 13-7. They're late in the second quarter. If Minnesota should lose this game, then the Rams in San Francisco have clinched playoff spots. They are at least wild cards. And then the winner of the game on Friday night could possibly be the division champion. That's if the Rams should lose today to Miami. San Francisco would have a crack at the division title by beating the Rams next Friday. But if Minnesota loses today, both the 49ers and the Rams, regardless of what happens the rest of the way, are at least wild card teams. Earlier today, Cleveland clinched in the AFC Central. The Bengals are in some trouble now. 34-3 was the final score at Riverfront. And here's one play from that game. Bernie Kosar with a 46-yard first quarter touchdown pass to Webster's Slaughter. Kosar had a big day, about 250 yards in the air. Cleveland controlled it from the outset, and they win it 34-3. Celebration in the end zone for Webster's Slaughter. Championship in the AFC Central for Marty Schottenheimer's Borough. 29-24 the final score in that game, and some highlights. Raymond Berry along the sidelines watching his team's playoff chances dealt a considerable blow, although they can still come out all right if they win next Monday night at Miami. Here is Joe Cribbs. Check it. Roger Craig with a 17-yard run in the second quarter down to the 16-yard line. 3 plays later, Craig scored from a yard out. San Francisco led at that point. A seesaw affair. This third quarter touchdown of 4 yards by Tony Collins gives New England the lead at 17-16. But after the 49ers had come back to lead again, this proved to be the touchdown that iced it in the fourth quarter. Joe Cribbs scoring from 10 yards out gave them the lead at 29-17. Late in the game, Tony Eason hit Stanley Morgan with a 15-yarder. Too little, too late. San Francisco wins it 29-24. The Giants are now 13-2 with a 27-7 win over the Cardinals at the Meadowlands. Bill Parcells' team is playing for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Right now they've got a half-game lead on the Bears for best record in the conference, pending the outcome of the Bears game tomorrow night against the Lions. Here's Neil Lomax in some trouble. You know, folks, if only I knew which highlights these were. Neil Lomax in lots of trouble. Basically, this appears to be a montage of Neil Lomax in trouble, as best I can determine, and that was the story of the day as the Giants' defense was all over him. Joe Morris had a big day, too. 179 yards rushing. He had runs from scrimmage of 56 yards and 49 yards. He scored 3 touchdowns, 1, 2, and 3-yard runs. He's got 1,401 yards rushing for the season, second only to Eric Dickerson in the entire league. Elsewhere, Philadelphia beats Dallas 23-21 as Matt Cavanaugh throws a 31-yard touchdown pass to Kenny Jackson late in the game to win it. Not only are the Cowboys eliminated from the playoffs, but they're in danger of their first losing season since 1964. Indianapolis down 14-0, rallies and beats Buffalo 24-14, scoring all their points in the second half. So now under Ron Meyer, the Colts have won 2 in a row, and they're in danger of losing Vinny Testaverde and that first draft choice. New Orleans beats Atlanta 14-9, that game in Atlanta. Green Bay over Tampa Bay, and now Tampa Bay is 2-13, just like the Colts.
And it's a passing formation. Little sidearm and it's there. David Hill. And Jim Everett had the pressure and had to go to the sidearm throw, and he completes 16 of 27. He's thrown for 208